My story begins 75 years ago in Spain, a country divided by a brutal civil war between the powerful nationalists and the independent republic. April 26, 1937. German warplanes, acting on behalf of Spanish dictator Francisco Franco, launched an unprovoked attack on the village of Guernica. 3.5 hours of bombing disintegrated the city and destroyed 1/3 of the Basque population living there. Truthfully, I knew nothing about this event, or the Spanish Civil War for that matter, before the summer of 1998. It was during my first trip to Europe as an art student that I discovered the story of Guernica displayed on the walls of the beautiful Reina Sofia Museum located in Madrid, Spain. The 25-foot wide oil painting on canvas hangs in a clean, magnificent hall, and is particularly striking with high visual contrast and an achromatic scheme. Considered one of the most significant works created by modern artist Pablo Picasso, the massive storyboard depicts the artist's interpretation of the tragic events at Guernica. As far back as I can remember, I have enjoyed the work of Picasso. Although now I know I didn't truly understand it, but I enjoyed it. So there, in the presence of his work, I spent several minutes examining the mural and then moved on. I walked down the adjacent halls, looking at Miró and Quetá, and eventually returned to the Guernica exhibit. Surrounding the main painting are a series of preliminary sketches and supporting pieces. I carefully studied the lines and shapes of these drawings and tried to duplicate Picasso's process in my own sketchbook. And then it happened. Not to sound too cliché, but it was like a light bulb went off. And suddenly I was party to a new language, and it was like I finally heard what Picasso was trying to tell me. Picasso worked in abstraction. Visual abstractions are based on actual objects, which are then interpreted to put emphasis on or elaborate on particular ideas or characteristics. As I sketched the variations of Picasso's horse, I started to recognize the distortion in the awkward shapes and the tension held in the forced lines of the stressed limbs and the neck. The horse felt as though it had been compressed into submission. Sketched portraits of Guernica's women revealed chaotic expressions of pain and suffering. In one portrait, the eyes of a woman were depicted as small bowls overflowing with tears, which told me there was too much grief for these eyes to hold. The nose of a lifeless child in the arms of an anguished mother appears severely heavy as it is pulled dramatically downward by relentless gravity. Gnarled hands and disjointed limbs capture the paralysis of surprise, while symbols of freedom, such as the lamp and the flower, are wrapped tightly in the fingers of hope. Through images, the tale of Guernica unfolded to me in the most surreal fashion. Picasso once said, "Art is the lie that makes us realize the truth." From Picasso the artist, I have learned that distorted faces and abstract limbs are not replications of reality, but they can be depictions of truth nonetheless. From Picasso the storyteller, I have learned that a different perspective can lead to understanding. And from Guernica, I have learned the importance of sharing a story that may shape the future.